Right, so the stream's working, I guess. Oh no. So, hi guys, welcome to the stream. I'm your host, not Toho, and I'm here to talk about something me and Rose have been working on for a little bit, and it's called, yeah, we're just calling it the secret show because it's a secret, okay? Promise not to tell any secrets to anyone, Rose. Alright, so first thing I want to get out of the way. Hey, yes, I am working on it with another YouTuber, so that's fun. Cause yeah, so so I was originally supposed to make like the entire thing, but I thought that was gonna be too hard, so I just handed over the job of animating it to Rose, and I started the calling it the secret show because secret. I like secrets. So the first thing I want to talk about, well, second thing is is that it's actually kind of a cool show. Oh, another thing is like it's set in the future, so that's nice. All right, I'm going to talk about the plot of the first episode first of all. So there's four narrators. In stories and books, there's usually like one or two narrators. But here we have four. That's right, four. Yeah. So we're me and Rose are just making a series. She's getting all the roles and stuff. She's the director. I'm the script writer. Again, do I have dementia? Um, yeah. So starts off with four narrators talking about Perpetron, who is one of my OCs, who is also starring in the secret show because it's a cool robot. I love robots. I like making robots. That's why I have like eight OCs that are robots. Actually, like nine, because there's this no 10, because one of them is used for like videos and stuff, like Cyborgic, I think it was called. Called. It was used in my going to Honduras video. So, and the other one is an OC for the secret show. Also, another OC I have is Palui, and Palui is just a monster. Because he's not a machine. Like all my other OCs are machines, but then there's a monster. So Palui's designs are partly inspired by Godzilla, like because the spikes on his back. Yeah, and he also can control an element. It's called no, not an element, a material called perpenium, which has very cool properties. All right, so Perpetron is being built at a military base in Nevada. Let's just say Area 51. So, in Area 51, it's an underground facility where Perpetron is being built, and the general likes Perpetron. Now, well, Perpetron is like he's a new bot, so he's gonna have some like childish demeanor because he's powered by AI. Like, I'm not even joking. He's powered literally by AI. So, it's nice to know. And then his creator is the one who's like overseeing the production of the robot. And the general's treating it like Christmas morning. And the scientist is like, nope, not Christmas morning, bud. Not it. So, yeah. Then Perpetron finally comes to life. And he calls the general Papa because baby. Perpetron. Okay, here's a few things I'm gonna say about Perpetron. First of all, he's childish. He's very innocent, And if you tell him something that's let's just say NSFW, he's probably gonna be very confused. Also, if you say other or adult terms like Pythagorean theorem, now Perpetron's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I know Perpetron's run on by AI, not really ChatGPT, but AI. Also, I'm gonna be the voice actor for Perpetron because I built Perpetron. Yeah. Also, let's not another thing about Perpetron is he's evil. Yeah, that's right. It's basically like those kid show villains, except they're smart. Like Romeo from PJ Masks. Yeah, that, but actually with a competent brain. And you want to know what Perpetron wants? Actually, no, Perpetron doesn't start evil in the show. In my OC, he's just pure evil, but in the secret show, he just starts as a military weapon for the United States, but then goes rogue because a Chinese hacker or like hacked it, and then Perpetron went rogue and went and proceeded to take over North Korea. But first, Perpetron escaped from the facility and tried to uh, like fight the US military, but since he couldn't, he flew to Siberia and then he proceeded to be very cold and lost. Meets up with a dude at a bar in the middle of Siberia. Yeah, the most Russian thing I can think of. And then Gorbachev proceeds to find the Trans Siberian Railroad and purposely shoots with a laser Kim Jong Un's train. Now, I'm gonna say it right now before YouTube tries to send the FBI after me. This is all fictional, so nothing here is real. The places are real, but it's a fictional story in a fictional setting. Actually, the setting is real, but like the time period is in the future, and there is a good chance that in the future, the U.S. Government might have built something like Perpetron already. That's probably what they're building in Area 51, honestly. Because I don't think aliens are what's being built. Or, no, no, no. Aliens are probably non existent. I'm gonna say it right now. I do not believe in aliens. Sure, believe in aliens all you want. But here's the thing if there were aliens, we'd know by now. Because we use radio signals to communicate, and we don't get com- radio signals from like outer space that have a message that was like some kind of noise that a creature can make, but there was one time when NASA caught a radio wave from far away, but that was far away and they're probably dead. So even if there were aliens or are aliens, we'd never know because space is so big. So yeah, that's my theory on why Area 51 would not be for aliens. Also, well, another thing I'm going to say about Fertron is that he's sometimes cute. Yeah, that's right, cute. You heard me. Because Perpetron's design was to be cute but murderous, so Perpetron could be a viable asset for the United States in case, Russia tries to attack them because Russia and USA have heated tensions. Like, come on, it's not 1990. Stop fighting with each other. Come on. Can't we just achieve world peace? Like, I'm about to go to the UN and just start ranting about the Russo-US conflict. Like, come on, it's not even funny. Like, Ukraine's beating the crap out of Russia. Alright. now that I'm done talking about Perpetron, let's get into like why we made the secret show. So like the secret show will well we made it. No, made it because I wanted to like give backstory to Perpetron on and I don't know. But honestly, I think it's going pretty well, and Rose said so herself on Discord. So that's nice. And you know what's not nice? These weird people. Okay, so another thing I want to address is that I have a hater. I'm dealing with him effectively by treating him with love because Christians cannot give hate back to their enemies. Instead, they have to show love, you know? So I'm showing love to him while he proceeds to be a delinquent. Also, like, here's two facts about the secret show. Oh, that as are going to be confirmed when it's released. First of all, um, I am going to actually have parts in the secret show. Like, you're not gonna argue with me. Like, I don't want to hear your arguments, okay? Because your arguments are not something I should be worried about. Another thing is we are actually using real life places for the secret show because I want to be accurate. I don't want to make like fictional places up like an analog horror guy or something. What do you think I am, Doctor Nowhere? Okay, so a few more things I want to say about the secret show. Oh, the script is kind of basic, so Rose has free range on how to draw characters and stuff. Like I'm letting her have free range with the script because we're still like minors, and minors have more creative intelligence than most adults. So that's fun. All right, now here's another thing I want to say. Like, where did Herpetron come from? Well, it started with my icon, which started from a Minecraft skin, which started from a Geometry Dash level, which started from a song sung by one of my favorite artists. So there's this song by a um. All right, I'm gonna have to show you guys. All right, let me show you who I'm talking about. Song. Their songs are in my playlists, and like I have a lot of playlists, and this is just to clear my head, nothing else. Beats and stuff, yeah. DBT is actually fire, but I can't really play it because copyright. Anyways, here's the guy I'm talking about, who's how do you say the triangle? I'm just gonna call him Axis Leak. Because this backwards N is actually a Russian letter that makes an E sound. Not the letter E sound, but the like I sound like E in actual Latin. So yeah. Right. So there was a song he made called Kosmos, which is Russian for space. Yes, and someone remixed it on Newgrounds, and then he remixed it again and again until he got something good. And someone else remixed their and proceeded, and someone used that remix of a remix song to make a Geometry Dash level called Cosmos. Well, now it actually has a C instead of an S because Russian and C makes an S sound. And so, well, best part about this stream, you get to learn some facts about Russian. So, oh, that level became on a demonless level, which are some of the hardest levels in Geometry Dash. And I saw it went on like a top 10 in GD levels back a while ago. It was on there and it was in like 10th place. Yes, 10th? Yeah, 10th. So, oh. And what appealed to me was like it was kind of space themed. And when I looked at the actual lyrics, it was space themed, so I kind of felt like in love of with Cosmos. So yeah, it's a good level. And then I proceeded to make a first draft of a Minecraft skin, and then it went terrible. Then I made another draft, and it actually turned out well. Oh, so well, in fact, I actually used it as my channel icon, except the colors are backwards. Because because the icon is purple for the parentheses and red for the dot, but it was backwards on the Minecraft skin. Because on the Minecraft skin, it was was red parentheses and and a purple dot, which is backwards on. So, and then when I started the channel out, it was actually originally the Honduras flag, like, and like I was starting out, so I didn't really know what to make as my channel icon. And then I saw that one old Minecraft skin, and I was on my phone, and I was like, I should make that into a channel icon. So I made it into a channel icon, and then, yeah, it turned out well. Except I mixed up the colors. And then I proceeded to make, like, lore on what it is. Is like, at first I didn't know what it was, but then I was about to use AI, but then I was like, wouldn't AI just say it was like a core heart or something? I think so. I just called it a core heart. Like, if we go into my files and look at my oh boy, like some of it's like unavailable. So like, don't worry about any of these. Purple red core. Ah, well, let me show it. Okay, but like, so yeah, it was called purple red core heart. No, purple red core. And then I proceeded to make cores for my friends, like bunny core, green, or for uh, his sister, her green core for Seda HDFHH, Seda, Seda, and then made one for RoseTheAxolotl, and then and one for Black Demon. Then I proceeded to which one? So Gubby Core for Gubby, and then Discord. I think I erased it, but yeah. So yeah, cool. And then was like, maybe I should turn my icon into a robot, and that's where it started. Like this is literally just called robots. Like on my files, it's called robots, but I call it purple bot. It has no really distinguishable features. It's kind of just the base for all my other ones. We have kind of cat ears, We have, the typical round body, the long arms, claws, and then these were actually meant to be wires, but they he just didn't really work as wires. That's why they're kind of bendy, so they're still wires, but they have an alternating pattern. And well, as future bots, let's have of like one color on the outside, and one color for the inside. So yeah, there's not much really distinguishable about robot. Then we have Herpatron, who was my second bot I made, and yeah, I couldn't actually get the original Herpatron image, so we have this one, which actually looks really good. I like the shading, honestly. Especially like in these areas. And it's like it actually looks like a kind of decent image. So here's what distinguishes Perpetron. Same cat ears, here's same base, but there is purple going like to the center. Er, and red fade going away from the center. And there's also these for his feet, I don't know why. And three dots. Let's and he can make 15 balls, like plasma balls, from each of these. Like they can like their signatures on how much plasma he can use left. So it's actually divided in like fifths. So yeah. And this is how much juice he has for his laser. Yeah, that's right. Robotron has a laser. Or, well, robots, yeah, purple bots, has no actual way to fire a laser from his claws. He has to fire it from his core. So yeah. And then later depictions of Perpetron might have him wearing like shoes, like this one. What else can I use? Okay, so Perpetron does wear shoes. So yeah, like on this depiction, yeah, there's no other like depiction with Robotron wearing shoes, and this is what he looks like without shoes. My God, those feet! And here's what he looked like in the Roblox game Forsaken, and this is a godforsaken. No wonder this blog's in Forsaken because this should be a Forsaken thing. Like it's called LOL gets nuked. Do you see that face? Imagine. So basically, the lore is like Perpetron survived a nuke, and like Perpetron got nuked and sent to the Forsaken world, and then he got a saw jabbed in him from like some factory warehouse. My God, that saw is huge, huge, and you know, like I, it made the purple stuff blood, and then the red background, the eye, which then appears in my videos, which I sadly cannot use. It was because OneDrive is garbage. So I'm gonna have to like clean all of this out, which I'm very sad about. So yeah, just the struggles of my life. It's called pain. And then there's some other fantasy stuff about Perpetron, like humanoid Perpetron. Now, if I ever see fan art of Perpetron, I better not see this in a maid outfit, because if you do, I will send Perpetron after you. No, and he's going to warm up both sides of your pillow and force you to wear jeans to sleep every night. So how does that sound? Oh, and he has shoes. Yo, he's got I think he's got Nike. You betray. Okay. Then I proceeded to make Greenie, who is for my friend, and then you can see this green S for, you know, and he's distinguishable from the brothers. Yes, yes. These two are canonically brothers. So he's distinguishable because he's green. Ooh, gringo. Then here's Yellowtron with a sparkle and just one line going. She's the first one to have fingers. Yeah, that's right. This is the first one to have fingers. And also like cat-ish ears. He has a hat. And guess what? Birdbot is here. But this time she's got bird-like legs, wings, and a beak. That is so goofy. Alright. And then I didn't really do much. So this one's a fantasy one. I'm sure you can tell what this one's based off of by, just the image. Like, these two things and the background should be enough to tell you what I'm trying to depict. And then there's Ninja Tron, who has, yeah, this is actually a completely different model of Perpetron. Fun, fun, but it's still, Perpetron. Then, Semibot. Man, why can't I open up any of these? Even the Noto Space Organization? Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to clean out some stuff. So, and then the last spots I made were these ones. This is Hannah Bird. He's got a pan. Yeah. And he has blue wings, a green eye, orange legs, and gray. Yep. And then here's Tangenta, because she is divided. It, yeah, because as her channel icon had like a multicolored hair person on it, so I made it, and it was orange and purple, so I just did that. And then here's Cyber Death Fox, and I'm going to zoom in on Cyber Death Fox. So, no, this is the Japanese. He's hiragana for o, and here's the hiragana for ni. And if you combine those, you get oni, which is Japanese for demon. So this is literally a demon. In and it's on and its like core isn't even a circle or a dot. It's literally the five lines that have no expression. And also this energy pattern. Also, this is the second bot to have fingers. And this is the only one who's depicted with their ability. And then here's all of them in one image because I love seeing all of my bots. So we've got Herbitron and Purplebot. They're holding hands. Hands because canonically brothers. It's like if you zoom in, you can see the color difference. Like he's grabbing his arm. And yeah. Also, you can notice how their expression like their way to express is different. He has like the energy from their core will completely like dissipate, and then he just shrinks his core, or actually covers it. And he has no emotion, and he also has a gun. He is he canonically has a gun, and and then here's Chandra Janta standing on top of his head. It's the H. Then here's and then I finalized bunny ears. Here's for Yellowtron, and then Birdbot's like, "Get me out of here!" Or even Penabird lost her hand, no, her pan, and here's Cyber Death Fox still holding that very same plasma ball. Well, now I do actually have like Herpetron and Birdbot on character AI, and I'm gonna show you that. Alright, so on character AI, I'm gonna show you guys the bots that I have. If, so yeah, eh, so that's kind of the evolution of Perpetron. He's also on like a few other AI sites, kind of. Also, don't worry about this. I'm just trying to kick her out. Right, come on. Yeah. So here's all of my bots, and it's tops off with Perpetron because Perpetron is the strongest bot of his kind. The weakest bot in its crew. Yeah, Birdbot is canonically the weakest. Is because all she can do is flap wings at people when she's aggravated. Meanwhile, this dude is being dethroned by Cyberdeath Fox. And this is actually here because this Birdbot is Aeroace, and Panabird is pansexual, I think. And then there's Palui. And then here's a chatbot of me. Yeah, so. Alright, we're getting off topic. Now onto the topic of Palui. So Palui's an oddball because he's not a robot like any of these. He's in fact he's a monster. Like literally a monster. Alright. And this is what Palui looks like. So his design features are mostly simple. He has a great body, gills inspired by Godzilla, hair like under his head, and then his actual head, which is terrifying. And he has two eyes on this side and two eyes on the other side. He has spikes along his back, carrying Perpeninia, which is actually inspired by Godzilla's singular point, where Godzilla is carrying archetype. Then we also have claws and knee spikes. And we also have his altar. And in the secret show's setting, he's actually from like Saudi Arabia, because ancient and civilizations and stuff like managed to make an altar to summon him, and then they were like, wait, we should probably unsummon him. So I made this shrine, and if people like he made sure to maintain the shrine and to leave it clean, Palui would never be summoned. But then this text actually blew up one day when detecting Perpetron's presence exiting like North Korea. Yeah, and then he resummoned, and because he saw something that was a challenge to his reign, Now I'm gonna tell you something right now. So when he was first summoned, and back thousands of years ago, only was there for like 30 or something years, and then was sent back to, I don't know, the outside of the universe, I guess. That's by this shrine. But then Herpetron started imposing a threat to Louis, so he woke up and went to go get Herpetron. So yeah, that's the origins of my bots. And a few more things I want to talk about for the secret show. So there is going to be an application to like sign up for the secret show. And I think Rose is working on it, but in case you want to do some voice acting for it, I don't mind if you join in on the fun of getting to be a voice actor or potentially one of the craziest shows in existence. Because McKen Dope is going to be a really chaotic series. So, anyways, I'm gonna be on my way now.